wanted to do a review pretty bad actually. I know I said I wouldn't be back for a while, but I was itching to do one, and I really wanted to do it on this particular fragrance. Um, Now, as you can see, I am doing a review on Montale's Red Oud. Now, to give you a bit of a backstory on Montale, um, I found that this is probably in my top 5 least favorite niche houses on the market. Me and Montale do not get along. It's just a fact. I've tried liking many of their fragrances. I mean, I know I sat there and I watched Mark's reviews on Black and White Oud. I tried liking Black Oud so bad. I wanted to like it. I was like, just the name, and I wanted Black and White Oud in my collection, just be Black and White Oud. But I absolutely cannot stand either one of them, honestly. I think they both are absolutely disgusting. Um, that combination that Montale uses for like all of their fragrances, and this is my main issue. I feel like I was getting to the point where if you've smelled one Montale, you've smelled them all. That's really the attitude I was starting to have towards their house. Now, just to say this, I owned Oud Cure d'Arabie. It was a blind buy, and it was a stupid blind buy. I was on a leather kick, maybe 8-10 months ago. I had Tuscan leather, leather this, leather that, everything. Knees 10, you name it. I had Duetto, Golden Boy. So I decided to blind buy the fragrance, and it was a huge disappointment. It smelled like a barnyard. It smelled like cow shit, honestly. Pardon my French. So I gave up. I was like, the only fragrance that I even consider good out of the whole house, and I had tried at least 20 of them, was Chocolate Greedy. And that to me was just plain and simple not worth the money. There's a freaking dozen gourmand fragrances I would gladly pay, before even considering buying that one. Do I like Chocolate Greedy? Absolutely. If someone gave me a bottle or I could get it half price, I would buy it. But being that it's $150 now, no. So that was my attitude towards Montale as a whole. But about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I recall trying Red Oud, and I remembered liking it. So 7 months back, 8 months back, I got a sample, I liked it, I bought it. So, that being said, this is my favorite Montale fragrance, and so far the only one out of 25, 30 fragrances that I've tried by them that I feel is even worth the price. And, the main problem with Montale, in my opinion, is, they might be complex, but it's the same DNA in every fragrance. Black Oud smells like Moon Oud, smells like White Oud, smells like this Oud, that Oud. Every Oud smells the same. Or, you got fragrances that are too simple that smell pleasant, like spices and wood. It smells nice, or wood and spices, I'm sorry. It smells nice, it's not worth the price. Chocolate Greedy smells nice, not worth the price. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. That being said, let's look at the presentation for Montale Red Oud. Here we have the box. It says Red Oud right there. Montale. You will get a little silk bag for travel. I do like it when companies do this. Xerjoff, Montale. I appreciate the bag because I do travel quite often. This fragrance was released in 2008, and it comes in 2 bottle sizes, the 50 ml and the 100 ml. I have the 100 ml. It was $160. I do sort of like the bottles, and what I mean by that is this. If you're a collector of bottles, it is cool to have one bottle. I would not care to have multiple bottles of Montale if I was, just a bottle collector. These fragrances are purely purchased for the scent, in my opinion. It's not like the way it would look if you have a bunch of Guerlains lined up, or a bunch of Tom Ford private blends lined up, or MDCI, this or that. These aren't anything super special to look at. Now, that being said, I do think that it's interesting with the nice little Montale charm we've got there, which, as you can see, MTL, Montale. But, like I said, I don't need multiple bottles for, just bottle's sake, I guess. Which I don't do that anyways, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. It is an aluminum can. It is going to feel very light when you pull it out of the package. Do not be alarmed by this, because if you've ever had hairspray, it's the same concept. There's a lot in the can, but it feels very light. Same thing with this. It's a 100 ml bottle, and it's full. It just feels really light. So what you do here is you take this off here, little stopper, just like Lamol, and I'm going to waste the spray. The sprayers are okay. They're not super great, but I will say this. You don't need much. You absolutely do not need much. Just so you guys know, this fragrance sits in my closet on a shelf above my cooler, and my whole room smells like this stuff. My whole room smells like Red Oud, and it's in a closet with doors, and a shelf with doors, and the whole room smells like it. It's potent, absolutely potent. And I mean, as you can see, the atomizer isn't huge or anything. It's not leaking. It's just potent. It's potent stuff. You got anything? This is why I keep it out of the wine cooler, by the way. The whole cooler would smell like it. I don't want all my bottles smelling like Red Oud. I would rather my room smells like Red Oud. I like the smell of it anyways. It doesn't matter to me. But whatever you store this in, it's absolutely going to be smelling like this fragrance. And I hear that that is the case with most of these oud fragrances. Oud Cure d'Arabie stunk, so I did not keep it around long enough to find out. I kept it in its box and sold it as quickly as, excuse me, I spit all over myself. What a slob. I got rid of it as soon as possible. I apologize for that, guys. So in any case, I'm just warning you that if you put this anywhere, it's going to smell like that fragrance. I mean, it's the case for black oud, white oud, etc., so on and so forth. So, what are the notes in this fragrance? Well, I will say this. You're not going to find any notes on base notes. Fragrantica and Lucky Scent, to my knowledge, are the only two that give away the notes that I've seen, and they're both kind of misleading. Now, on Lucky Scent, it says that there's oud, red pepper, saffron, cumin, orris, Haitian vetiver, Mysore, sandalwood, and that is it. The problem I have with that is the fact that they're leaving out a huge component, maybe the most important component, rose. There's a lot of rose in this fragrance. There's absolutely 100%, rose Damascus is in this fragrance. And that would be something that I would mention too if you do not like floral fragrances. This is a floral oud gourmand fragrance. Rose, oud, the way they have it in every other Montale fragrance, that combination of that rose and medicinal oud. But then they have this other aspect. Now, with the note lineup, you would think that this would be a very spicy fragrance. That isn't the case for me. First of all, on my skin, I don't even smell the red pepper, which I actually kind of like a little bit of pepper in some of my fragrances, a la Spice Bomb. But I don't get it. What I get is this. A ton of rose mixed with the medicinal oud, and this is the best part right here. Crushed up Oreo crumbs with, if you ever had dirt, they call it dirt. What it is Oreo crumbs crushed up, mixed with like a ice cream, like melted, whipped cream sort of combination thing. That's really what this reminds me of. Is that mixed with rose and medicinal oud, and then as it starts to go along, in its life and the course of the fragrance, it starts to get a little spicier. I don't smell cumin, but I get saffron. Saffron, chocolate, you know, the Oreo cookie crumbs, and the oud and rose. It smells very good. It smells very good. This is in my top 5 most complimented niche fragrances that I've ever owned in the past 2.5 years that I've been collecting fragrances. That is the truth. And I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. The reason why is because of the projection. It's not hard to figure that one out. If you project a fragrance, it really comes down to this, okay? It's about who you are. At this point, I wear what I like. I mean, I wear Oud at 27. I wear Aoud by L'Artisan. Those are not fragrances that you would typically think that people outside of a fragrance community that appreciate fragrances would compliment. Even Muscat Avocat for me has gotten negative comments. I have never been complimented on that fragrance, honestly, honest to God. But some of these other ones, like Aoud, Oud 27, I've been complimented on. The reason is this: my personality. I mean, I'm not being full of myself or anything. The thing is, if you are an easy to get along with person, you're friendly, you're gonna get a compliment on your fragrance. It doesn't matter. Don't even sweat it. But that being said, if you are interested in getting some compliments with a niche fragrance, here you go. I'm giving you the key. Oud, Red Oud by Montale. It projects like a beast. It lasts 10 plus hours every time. And this is a freaking aphrodisiac. Something about the way it's a dessert sort of smell mixed with the rose. And this is the same kind of feeling you're going to get from like Noir de Noir. If you like Noir de Noir by Tom Ford, chances are you're going to like this. For me, this is also in my top 5 floral fragrances for men. Now, Lumiere Noir, Noir de Noir, Red Oud, Dior Homme Intense. That's pretty much like the line of, floral fragrances for men. That's my choices. Some of my favorites. And this is in my top 3 favorite rose fragrances: Lumiere Noir, Noir de Noir, Red Oud. That's it. I find this fragrance incredibly easy to get along with and pretty complex. That's really what I was going for with this fragrance. It's very, very different. You're not going to smell like anyone with this fragrance. No one's going to smell like you. You have nothing to worry about. You're going to stand out. You're going to leave an amazing scent trail. This is one of the freaking best scent trails I've ever come across. The scent trail from this fragrance is better than smelling it up close. If you ever had experience with something like that before, where a fragrance actually smells better further away than it does close up, this is one of those. So you're going to turn heads with this fragrance. It's plain and simple. Absolutely, 100% works every time I wear it. I get a comment. Dude, that smells good. What are you wearing? Whatever. I mean, girls, guys alike, whatever. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but you can get a 50 ml for $110, and you can get the 100 ml for $160. Now, that being said, I did mention Noir de Noir and Lumiere Noir. This fragrance is cheaper than both by volume. So if you are interested in those 2 fragrances, I highly recommend this to check out. Moving along. This fragrance is suited best for 25 and up, I believe. And I feel like this fragrance can be pulled off best formally. Now, granted, I'm wearing a hoodie. This is my scent of the day. You can wear it however you like, in my opinion. Whatever. It's a fragrance. but this goes very, very well with a suit and tie. I feel great when I wear this with a suit and tie. I've had this for 6 months or so, 7 months. Um, Tried it again 8 months back, bought a bottle a month after that, whatever, 6, 7 months. And I wore it for one wedding and a job interview actually. So I found that this fragrance worked very well for those type of occasions. So they're going to take you seriously. It smells very sophisticated. I don't know, guys. I feel like this fragrance is one of the best I've come across as far as niche goes. I just feel like this is a hidden gem. I know not a lot of people have tried this fragrance that I've talked to. I've recommended it a few times, and it's because the people that I recommended it to, it's because they felt the same way as I did about Montale. Like, you smelled one Montale, you smelled them all. I felt the same way until I found this one. You're going to see that it has the same rose and oud combination that smells like the medicinal rose Damascus oud, but that other factor, the gourmand factor, makes it worthwhile in my opinion, especially if you're a gourmand lover. This is just sexy, sexy stuff. Absolute aphrodisiac, this one. Um, that being said, I feel like it's a unique bottle. I feel like it's a unique scent. It's it's complimented scent. It does its job. Um, it's just a well-rounded fragrance. The only thing is this is for fall and winter and early spring. Other than that, I absolutely would not wear this in summer. All you need is 1 or 2 sprays. If you do more than 1 or 2 sprays, you're a jerk because this thing is going to project and last. So that being said, I would give this fragrance a 9 out of 10. Now, the only reason why it gets a mark off is because it is not the most versatile smelling thing in the world, and you can't wear it all year long. Other than that, it's great stuff. Great price point. I highly recommend it. Check it out. Um, Definitely great if you're just dipping into oud fragrances as well. Highly recommended, and I hope you all enjoyed.